welcome to Yoga Darshini, and today we are going to see how to do a side bend effectively. Alright, as always, we have to remember the purpose of the movement so that we are able to align ourselves so that the purpose gets fulfilled to the maximum possible extent. So whenever we do a side bend, obviously the purpose is to lengthen the sides of our body. Alright, so when we are doing that, what are all the factors that may reduce the efficacy of this movement? So before we start understanding the factors that are going to impede our side bends, let us first feel a side bend in our body. Alright, so a side bend can be as simple as taking your hands up above your head and then just bending side to side, or it can be something as detailed as doing this sideward movement. Okay, so this is a very common side bend that we do in our yogasanas. We will explore seated side bends first, and then we will look at standing side bends too. When we are trying to do this side bend, or even with our legs in a crossed position, first we have to remember to not dump any weight into our hand that is down the floor. So which means you're not going to collapse over here, rather you're going to feel strong and long through the side that is closest to the earth. Alright, so here if you see, I'm keeping my elbows straight, keeping my palms down, and I'm keeping the shoulder away from the ear. Now if I were to tilt to this side, then automatically my elbows are going to bend, and that's okay. Alright, so I can bend. The more I bend, the deeper the spine can move towards the earth. Alright, and the second thing is, when we do this, we may tend to lift our sit bones off the floor. Try to push the sit bone down so that both your sit bones are comfortably resting on the floor. And then the most important thing when it comes to side bend is to be aware of this top shoulder. So if I were to bring the shoulder forward and down and then do this, of course I may be able to take this hand closer to the floor, but I'm reducing the efficacy of the movement to a large extent because I'm not fully stretching the side body. Rather, I'm doing a kind of a forward fold over here. Can you see this when the shoulder is down? But when the shoulder goes back, right? Now what happens? See, the chest comes parallel to the wall in front of you. Okay, I'm pushing the top shoulder back. The bottom shoulder is always away from the ears. And now when I take the hand up, I'll be able to stretch a lot more efficiently over here. And another thing that people do when they're doing a side bend is have an inactive top hand. This immediately reduces the efficiency of the movement to a large extent. Okay, so try to keep your top hand straight and imagine touching the wall with your fingertips. And you're going to imagine your chest being parallel to the wall in front of you. And if you're comfortable, maybe you're going to turn your head to the side, okay, of the top hand and look up at the ceiling. If you're going to take your head down and look down, the body will always follow the gaze. So then what will happen is you will come here. Alright? And we don't want that. We've already seen. Alright? So what are the things that we should remember? Shoulder away from the ear, top shoulder pushing back, chest parallel to the floor, top elbow straight, and maybe your gaze is either fixed forward or you turn to the side of the lifted hand and you're looking up at the ceiling. The same thing is applicable even when you keep your legs out and do this. It is also applicable when you're doing asanas like Parigasana, where we want to feel strong through the compressed side and long through the side we are trying to stretch. And of course, we cannot finish this video without exploring our standing side bends. A lot of standing side bends are there. The most common one is the side angle pose, right? So when you're doing the side angle pose, you're keeping the elbow to the thigh. I'm doing the easy version here. We're not worrying too much about all other things, but focusing on the side movement. So as always, keep the shoulder away from the ear. Many a times it looks like this. The side angle pose looks like this. This is doing nothing to the body, okay? Except maybe strengthening your legs. So always shoulder away from the ears, right? So first, keep the shoulder away from the ear. Roll this top shoulder back. Keep the top elbow straight and imagine touching the wall with your fingertips. Your chest is parallel to the wall in front of you, gently engaging your core, and you're turning your head to the side of the top hand and you're looking up at the ceiling. Alright, so this will give you a much better, a much more efficient, and also a very strong side bend as against just collapsing on your joints and bringing the top shoulder down. I hope this video was useful to you. For more such tips, please follow Yoga Darshini, and if this video was useful, share it with your fellow yoga enthusiasts and fitness enthusiasts. I'll see you again on the next video. Take care.